생일 축하합니다. 사랑하는 박지민.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries. Today's story is one that has shaken not just the Jikook community but the entire ARMY universe. When Jungkook said those words, when he made that gesture, when he looked right into the camera with that unspoken warmth, it wasn't just a random act. It felt like confirmation, like after years of hints, lyrics, gazes, and silence, he finally whispered to those who truly listened, "You were right all along." But right after that, something else happened. Suddenly, Jimin haters started coming out again. They twisted narratives, brought up Taennie theories, and tried to redirect attention away from what Jungkook actually meant. It felt like a storm, two sides of the fandom clashing. One holding on to love and truth, the other desperate to deny it. And yet, through all of it, one thing remains crystal clear. Jikook is real. Maybe not in the way tabloids define relationships. Maybe not in the way outsiders label romance, but in the language of emotion, connection, trust, and quiet devotion. They've already said it 1,000 times without words. So let's dive into this. Let's walk through what really happened when Jungkook confirmed it, how the fandom reacted, and why the sudden resurfacing of Taennie talks and Jimin hate tells us more about the truth than the lies ever could. It began innocently, like most things with Jungkook do. A song, a moment on live, a lyric choice that didn't seem much at first until you really listened. Jungkook has always expressed himself through music. From Still With You to Decalcomania, his songs carry emotion deeper than words. So when he referenced Moon, a song written by Jimin during his livestream, ARMY held their breath. It wasn't the first time Jungkook mentioned Jimin's work, but there was something about his tone this time. Something softer, almost reverent. He smiled as he said Jimin's name. His eyes flickered with that familiar tenderness, the one fans have noticed for years. And then came the part that made social media explode. Jungkook said, "You already know what that song means, right?" It was the tone, the knowing grin, the way he looked directly into the lens as if speaking to someone he knew was watching. Within minutes, clips of that moment flooded TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Jungkook just confirmed Jikook. The phrase spread like wildfire. But what made it more powerful wasn't just the speculation, it was the silence that followed. Jungkook didn't clarify. He didn't deny. He just smiled as if saying, "You don't need me to explain." And if you've followed them long enough, you know that silence speaks louder than any statement. To outsiders, it might look like fans overanalyzing, but ARMYs who've been here since 2013 know Jimin and Jungkook's connection isn't just about glances or fan service. It's about years of shared growth, mutual admiration, and moments too genuine to fake. When Jungkook referenced Jimin's Moon, it wasn't random. Moon is a love letter, a song filled with devotion and distance. It talks about orbiting someone's world, always being near but never too close to burn. And what has Jungkook been to Jimin all these years? His anchor, his constant. From the earliest days of BTS, Jimin was the one who woke Jungkook up, made sure he ate, and teased him into smiling during the hardest training days. Jungkook, in turn, protected Jimin, comforted him in quiet backstage corners, and looked at him the way you look at someone you simply care for too much. So when Jungkook chose that song, out of all the songs in BTS's universe, fans didn't see it as coincidence. They saw it as connection, as a message, and that's when the chaos began. The moment Jikook trends, there's always a wave that follows. It's almost predictable now. Whenever Jikook moments reach a peak suddenly, Taennie rumors resurface, Jimin gets attacked online, and narratives about fan delusions begin to spread. This time was no different. Barely hours after Jungkook's clip went viral, certain corners of the internet started circulating proof of Taeyong and Jennie's supposed relationship again. Old photos, cropped videos, and out-of-context statements reappeared as if on cue. Some accounts even started throwing shade at Jimin, questioning his relevance, mocking his solo career, and suggesting that Jungkook's affection was nothing but friendship. But here's what's interesting. Why do these reactions happen only when Jikook shines? It's like every time Jimin and Jungkook share a moment that feels too real, too intimate, something tries to drown it out. Taennie narratives act as a distraction, an easy way to redirect fandom attention and silence the emotional truth that Jikook moments bring to the surface.
다른 게 아니라요. 저 그 팬송 하나 만들었는데
네네네.
And this time, Jimin haters didn't hold back. They accused him of clout chasing, of being overly affectionate, of using Jungkook's name for attention. But those who know Jimin really know him saw how wrong that was. Jimin doesn't need attention. He never has. He radiates sincerity, softness, and quiet power. His love language has always been presence, not performance. The people who twist his kindness into manipulation are the same ones who refuse to see how deeply Jungkook values him. While the internet argued, Jimin stayed silent, gracefully silent. That's his way. He doesn't fight with words, he speaks through art, through kindness, through calm. Not long after the chaos began, Jimin posted a simple message online. It wasn't a clapback, nor was it a statement about Jungkook. It was a photo of the moon, just that. The same moon Jungkook had referenced. Armies immediately understood. That was Jimin's way of saying, I see you too. It wasn't for the haters. It wasn't for the rumors. It was for the one who understood him best. That's the quiet magic of Jikook. They never need to confirm anything outright. Their language exists between the lines through glances, gestures, and moments that feel deeply personal. And when Jimin posted that photo, the fandom went silent for a moment. Because deep down, everyone felt it. This wasn't coincidence. It was connection. If we look back, this pattern has existed for years. Every time Jungkook shows affection toward Jimin, whether through a song, a word, or an expression, there's always backlash. Remember the 2020 live where Jungkook played Still With You and fans noticed the emotional undertones? Or when he mentioned Jimin while talking about his comfort zone? Each of those moments was followed by people denying it, twisting it, or creating distractions. But love doesn't disappear because people refuse to see it. It only grows stronger in silence. And what's fascinating is that Jungkook and Jimin never play along with the denial. They don't feed the noise. They just continue being themselves. That's what makes Jikook feel real. It's not about public declarations, it's about quiet consistency. The way Jungkook looks at Jimin when he laughs. The way Jimin's voice softens when he says Jungkook's name. The way their energy changes when they're near each other. It's the kind of authenticity you can't script. The most viral part of that live wasn't just Jungkook mentioning Jimin, it was what came after. That pause. That half smile. That little so? He said it casually, but the tone was everything. Felt teasing, almost playful. Like he knew exactly what fans were thinking and decided to confirm it without actually saying the words. So? That one word became a statement. A challenge. A wink to those who've always seen the truth. An army understood. Because Jungkook has always had a way of communicating indirectly. When he's serious, he hides behind humor. When he's vulnerable, he hides behind mischief. That so? Wasn't confusion, it was confession disguised as teasing. And it broke the internet. As the clip spread, fandom lines were redrawn once again. Some celebrated. Some denied. Some went into panic. Jikook shippers felt vindicated. For years, they've been analyzing every subtle touch, every lyric, every camera glance, and suddenly, it all made sense. But others accused them of overreaching, saying Jungkook was simply being friendly. Yet, it's hard to ignore the weight of history. There are thousands of moments, too many to be coincidence, where Jimin and Jungkook's connection defied the normal boundaries of friendship. When you see someone take care of another person the way Jungkook does with Jimin, when you watch the way Jimin looks at Jungkook during performances, or how their laughter fills the same space, it becomes impossible to believe it's just brotherhood. To something deeper, something tender, something that, even if undefined, is undeniably theirs. What makes Jikook powerful isn't loud declarations, it's the calm that follows chaos. Whenever rumors try to tear them apart, they find quiet ways to return to each other. a subtle post, a matching outfit, a lyric that mirrors the other's song. It's like a dance and emotional choreography only they understand. When Jungkook posted about Still With You, Jimin posted about Letter. Thank you for staying with me until the end. If you felt something while watching this video, if your heart understood even a little of what we talked about, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with another army who still believes in genuine connection. Until next time, keep believing in love that doesn't need words. This is Jikook Diaries, and I'll see you in the next one.